because you can't help that you've been poisoned. It's not his fault.
But he will come round. I mean, that's another question for you guys at home. The judge says the boy will come round. Will he?
Well,
what do people say?
First, we have Kathy on line 1.
Kathy, good morning.
Hello.
First of all, do you think the judge made the right decision in this case?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I feel very sorry for that boy because he's been uprooted from what he knows now and sent to live with someone he basically doesn't know.
Yeah.
But then, on the other hand, I think the poor lad's been dealt a very bad hand by not being able to see his dad.
Right.
You know, he needs to have both parents, doesn't he? He needs to have access.
Have you been through anything similar yourself?
Yes, when I was young, my parents divorced, and I then didn't see my dad ever again because my mum didn't want us to, lied to us about him, and stopped any contact between us, sent letters back and all that kind of thing.
Right.
So my dad did contact me when I was in my late 20s, and I didn't reply, and the next thing I heard, he was dead. And it was just awful.
When did you find out that he had been trying to get in touch with you for years?
When he contacted me in my late 20s, and when I met up with an aunt of mine who'd previously been estranged.
So why didn't you see him when he did get in contact and explain?
Even though I was an adult then, you've got this really strange mix of loyalties, I think.
Yeah.
Because you've heard bad things about this other parent from the parent who has, you know, I suppose, sort of given up everything to look after you and been, you know, like your rock and provided for you and looked after you. And then you've got this sort of stranger it is by then. And, I don't know, you just feel a pull. I felt if I contacted him, then I would be really hurting and going against my mum.
I was just about to say, so now, is your mum still alive?
Yes.
Right, so now, and it sounds to me that there's an element of regret that you didn't speak to your dad, clearly.
Absolutely.
So with that knowledge and with that regret, how has it affected, if it has affected at all, your relationship with mum?
We went through a very, very bad patch, and so did my sister and my mum. In fact, they've only recently started speaking again. And
as your mum held her hand up to it, said, you know, I was out... Does she see the error of her ways? I'm
not sure that she sees the error of her ways. I think she felt she was doing not necessarily the right thing, but... well, I don't know. I think at the time she did what she did, and I think she thought at the time she was doing the right thing. I don't know. We haven't really come to any kind of conclusion about it. It's the sort of thing we just sort of ignore now.
Families, Kathy, eh? They're not the easiest of things, are they?
So when I got a divorce, which is a real shame, I've been completely the other way around and pushed mine to see their dad because there's no way I want them to go through what I went through later on.
Good.
And
well, that means
it
at
has
least...
been very difficult for them because lots of the time they haven't wanted to go and I've sort of made them go.
OK, and does it do them good? Does it do them good?
I think it does, yeah, definitely. There are lots of times, like Anne said, when you bite your tongue so hard you're almost biting through it. But I think you just have to, for their sake. Otherwise it's not fair.
And history just keeps on repeating itself. Kathy, thank you very much for the call. That's a great one. Let's have another.
We have Brent on line 2.
Brent, good morning.
Oh, good morning to you.
So what do you think of this judgment, first of all? Is it right to send the boy to his dad?
I think there was a problem way before that. Obviously, in my situation, when you've got a child, you don't own a child. I think a lot of them use this 9/10 of the law of sense of ownership there. So when they use it, obviously the mum used it against her father, saying, no, I don't like you, and still having control over X. No, I can cancel appointments when I want to. I can do this, I can do that. And she felt complete control. She wasn't thinking of her child at all. Maybe it's a bit rough, but that's partly due to the mother's fault.
Yeah, do you think that there's an 11-year-old...
I'm in a situation, actually in both sorts of situations, I'm divorced, and I got custody of my kids there, for 5 days, and the mother sees them for 2 days. But we didn't have to go through family courts. We just sat down, chatted, and we did the best for the child. The child, you have a moral duty towards the child.
Absolutely, but it must be very difficult when you have a child that says to the court, I hate my dad, I don't want to go with him. But then you can equally say 11 years old, what do you know? You do what you're told, don't you, at that age? Brent, thank you. Let's have another.
We have Claire. She's on line 3.
Claire, good morning.
Hi, hello.
Hi there. Has anything like this happened to you or yours?
It has, yes. I have an 11-year-old son who I don't see. I left his father some 8 years ago, and I've been battling ever since to get my son back into my life. He's just used our child as a weapon. There is actually a name for this. It's called parental alienation. It's recognised in the States, but not here. And I think the case about the boy that's been sent to live with his mother, or his father.
Yeah, he's being ordered to go and live with his father.
With his father, yes. That's the end of this process, where the child has been so totally alienated against the parent that the only thing that's left to do is to take that child out of the
Claire, what have you? Are you not going down the legal route as this boy's father did?
I'm just at a place now where I can either go back to court for the 3rd time, or I can accept that nothing, not even the law, is going to change the mindset.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Keep fighting. Keep fighting.
I have been, but I can't afford any more to go to court. I haven't got the money. I work, so I don't get legal aid. CAS last time took the word of my ex-husband and proceeded on the basis that he was telling the truth about our son. And Thomas said that he wanted to live with his dad. And I felt that was the best thing. We had shared care originally. But I think it's the damage that's done that the law can't change. The law can't change the way that a parent feels about the other parent.
No. I totally understand that. I do think it's good to hear when you hear so many stories about absent dads and dads that don't care, and more often, actually, increasingly, about mums who are being barred from seeing their children as well. It does go both ways. I just find it quite heartening to see that here that the judge seems to have done the right thing, I think, for everybody concerned. Mum might not like it, but she's had it her way for long enough. Dad gets his chance, and if the boy doesn't like it now, I'd like to think the judge is right, that ultimately he'll come round to his way of thinking.
Yeah, because the mum is screwing up that child's life.
Yeah, and that's what Claire, that's I think Claire's point is. It's the battle that does the damage. And if it's going to come to some kind of fair conclusion at the end, then what's the point of fighting it that way? You might as well, as you said, get the parents to sit down and try and mediate a solution as quickly as possible. We'll leave that one there, because after the